Alright, it's day 191 of this yellow onion germination experiment, and this flower inflorescence stalk is the only one that's remained upright and green and healthy. Everything else has died in the shoot system, save for a few. So I'm told, I read that these should all wither, turn yellow and die, and after a few weeks the onion should be ready, but I'm ready to do some exploratory digging to see what's actually down there. Alright, so I did a little bit of reading. My camera was overheating, but anyway, it says when the necks turn brown and soft, kind of a few inches above the bulb, it might be time to just harvest everything. I waited actually a really long time, and this foliage is all died, so I think it's time. I see some spider mites actually, damn. But yeah, when these necks tighten, that means the bulbs are done growing. Like this one, it's completely withered away. There's nothing. This one's kind of got a soft spot. I mean, these are pretty much done. So I'm just going to harvest. So that's quite the small harvest. You know, but they were very crowded, so that's probably why they didn't get very big. Oh, this one actually could still grow. This is actually not too bad. So this one is just completely done. I mean, that's withered. This one is pretty much done too. So, you know, I'm not sure if I did that. I'm pretty sure I did. Well, I don't see where it peeled off to. Oh, yeah, it's kind of, yeah. So they remain connected at the roots. Yeah. Bring this closer, see if it'll autofocus, and yes it will. So I broke that off. So the roots remain connected, and thus I don't understand how there could be a whole lot of space. I mean, these things have to physically press each other or push each other apart. So, you know, the space was a problem. That's not really my fault. I don't understand what I was supposed to do unless I was expected to separate all the baby plants inside the parent bulbs and plant them far apart. Maybe that's what you're supposed to do. So they kind of have a dirt smell and an onion smell. I'm just going to let these, you know, kind of rest on the ground here. I don't want them to come into contact with moisture. But, you know, this thing is hollow. Not quite sure what this could still be doing, you know, but I'm just going to go ahead and harvest everything. And these are very firm onion bulbs. Let's see here. Throw away some of this debris. We might use this pot later for another growing experiment of something else. And I don't think anything's going to be growing back from those root shards in there, if any. You know, I saw an earwig in here before, and I don't know how that could have gotten in there. But yeah, I see some bugs running around. So I have no idea how these entire ecosystems spawn on their own so quickly. So yeah, that's my harvest, and I'm going to leave it here, and hopefully the sun will sort of cure them or whatever, dry them out, and just for a day or two, and then I'll try washing them off and eat them. I mean, the pesticides have long since degraded. Beta-cyfluthrin, you know, that's all gone within a month, and it's been so long that I just left these here.
I'm just doing a quick rinse job here. I'm peeling away and rinsing. Actually, it's not quick. It takes quite a while. And the harvest is quite small, you know. In terms of mass, I've lost out. The original 2 onion bulbs were really big. And there are a variety of factors as to why that is. And I think I've read that if you grow onions from seeds, then you'll do a lot better than from, you know, transplants or bulbs and things like that. So I think that's one reason, and obviously I lack the experience. This is my first year growing anything and making all these YouTube videos, so for a new species, yellow onion. For me, this is my first attempt, and it's just for fun. I wasn't really expecting to get 6 giant bulbs in a small pot like that, but I was expecting to get something a little bigger than what I have here. But they basically smell, and I'm projecting that they'll taste just like regular onions that you buy in the store. Also, I think that having these onions start the first 72 or so days in the refrigerator was the cause of the slow start. That's obviously not natural, and if I had just bought store fresh onions and put the bulbs into the soil and spaced everything apart, better yet, peeled open the onions and put the individual baby bulbs inside apart, then I probably would have done a lot better and wouldn't have wasted so much time dealing with mold and stuff. So all of these garden plants, plants in general, they have circadian and seasonal rhythms genetically engineered into them, so you can't fool them and just waste infinite time doing all this stuff that I did. You'll lose out on yields in the end.
Alright, I just grilled some steak. It's tri-tip steak on a George Foreman grill. Those kinds of grills are pretty popular here in the US. They're cheap and very efficient. And over here I have my onions, and I'm going to cut these up and basically use them on the same grill and see how they turn out.
It's amazing to think about how efficient big agribusinesses are at producing large produce at such consistent quality all the time.
They have that fresh onion smell.
So I'm not really doing anything fancy here. I'm just chopping them in the easiest way possible and throwing them on the grill after I've already grilled some tri-tip steak. So I'm hoping the juices can soak in. I'll pour some more of that steak juice and fat on the onions and close the lid and let everything grill for 3 minutes at 425 Fahrenheit. So nothing fancy. I just want to taste the onions as part of my steak meal.
Pour the steak juices over these things. Actually, I think the steaks aren't fully cooked either.
It's the finale of my yellow onion germination experiment video mini-series. I've had a lot of fun growing these onions, and there's a lot of experimentation early on and dealing with mold, which I think turned off a lot of people because only the first episode was really popular, and then you kind of see it tailing off. So I made a serious mistake there, but in the future I'll try to correct that, and I hope you'll subscribe to my channel and find interest in all of my other plant growing series. 'Tis the final product. I sprinkled some salt on this later and had a really good meal. The caramelized onions were very fresh and pungent.